The property we sell is described volume 11408, folio 520, or lot number 2, which is simply known to you and I as 2 at 15 Shafton Street, right here in Huntingdale. The property we're selling is a wonderful rendition of a townhouse, freestanding, nobody corporate, of course, but comes with every fixture and fitting, including all the upgrades these guys have done over the journey. Land size, very unique land size of 311 square metres on title. Mono-city council rates very reasonable as well, at $2,166.60. Southeast water rate sit at $176 per quarter. Rental estimate, should you want to rent this property out, you'll be looking at about $830 per week. Body corporate, very common question when we sell this type of property. Absolutely none. It does operate like a little house here today, which is absolutely brilliant. Zoning, well, we are in general residential zone 2, which is standard residential zoning in the city of Monash. So have some confidence that it's a beautiful streetscape and it'll remain to be for some time. Price, well, that's what we are here to ultimately determine what the price of the property is here today. Settlement terms, 30, 60 or 90 days, ideally before Christmas if we could, but we've got that flexibility all the way to January if you do need it, and 10% deposit upon signing of the contract. By law, of us advise the should be conducted in accordance with the rules, and any additional conditions made available before we start the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers after the property has been knocked down, session bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer will indicate bidders upon request. Law prohibits false bids and prohibits bids but made disruptions by bidders and prohibits bidders to prevent others from bidding, provides fines for such conduct. The rules permit vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction indicate that making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I as the auctioneer can make a vendor bid. Quick commentary on vendor bidding. We do not want to buy this house from ourselves here today. We want to get it sold, so put up your hand, nominate a price, and 2 things will happen. 1, if we're not quite at the magic number, you get exclusive. 1-on-1 negotiation, great position to be in. Or 2, I say the words, we're on the market, we are selling, and you buy this house. So to make it clear, it is bidding that buys residential real estate, and if you require any assistance with that, just grab one of the guys, and they'd be absolutely delighted to help. Well, that's all the legalities out of the way, so let's get to the more exciting part where we finally get to participate and buy this wonderful piece of real estate you see before me. Make mention a couple of things about the place itself and the history. You know, come through right behind me. This was all bought from these guys brand new. It was their first home. It was a wonderful home for them 14 years ago, and they've come through, and since then they've just done many upgrades. You come through, you've done the gates, you've gone through, you've got lovely little additional storage, you've done the extra splitties, all those kind of things that you do across the journey. But it's just a wonderful shell or a footprint itself that just makes sense. You go downstairs, you've got the expansive open plan living, absolutely fantastic stove there in the kitchen, which has drawn you all in. The additional storage in that room, and of course you've got that versatility of that little study or potential bedroom, which a couple of people have flagged downstairs, and the master suite off to the left. Upstairs as well, again, just the simplicity of it, and it just makes sense. Good sized bedrooms, you've got the family bathroom there, all abutted with the plantation shutters, ducted heating, which is again another bit of a rarity in this particular property, but obviously what's completely drawn you in is the expansive land size and the fact it has no body corporate. It operates exactly like a small house, and what a house it is. Location is absolutely phenomenal. These couple of streets around Huntingdale to the left and right are so convenient. You can walk to the shops, you can walk to the station. You got some of the best homes, some of the best sale prices. So you know what, have absolute confidence. The neighbours are fantastic. They're all around you. Look to your left, look to your right. These are people you're living with, and it's a wonderful location. That's the exciting part, because it's going to be on the first call, second call, and third call. If you hold the bid here today, I'm sure you're bidding to buy. So it's enough for me. I throw it over to you. Where do I see a fair and sensible start? We're absolutely in your hands. 1.1, sir. Wish you the best of luck here today. Soft spot for the opening bidder at 1.1, taking the 25 from there. Now I mean $100,000. Do I see that 1125 from there? Now I mean $100,000. Do I see that quarter to get on top? Now I mean $100,000. Do I see that 25? Yes, no, maybe. Now I mean $100,000. Do I see that 25 to get things moving? Now I mean $100,000. Do I see 1125 from there? Welcome to the auction. Now I mean $125,000. Wish you the best of luck as well. Sir, what's the reply to that? Would you like to go at 1150? Yep, yes, on the 1150 over there. Now I mean $150,000. Happy to go 10, 20 or 25. It's up to you. Now I mean $150,000. What's the play from there? It's up to you. Now I mean $150,000. So say another 10 or 20. It's up to you guys. 10 more, 160 from there. Now I mean $160,000 on the 70. On the the 70 on the year. That will be $170,000. That will be $170,000. Do I see 80 from there? That will be $170,000. Do I see that 80? Come back fast. That will be $170,000. Do I see that 10? Yes, no, maybe. That will be 10 more. Welcome back. That will be $180,000. 90 I've got now. At 90 now, 1.2 from there. That will be $190,000. Do I see 1.2 from there? Yes, no, maybe. That will be $190,000. Do I see that 1.2? Come on back. That will be $190,000. Do I see 1.2? Come on in. That will be $190,000. Call it down. First time in the call. That will be $190,000. Do I see that 1.2 from there? What? 5? Why not? That will be $195,000. 1.2. We'll go 5 as well. 1.2 from there. That will be $200,000. 205 now. At 210. At 210 I've got 215. 220. 220 I've got 25. At 25, 30, 35. 35 over there, 40. Yes. 45, 50. 50 from there, 55. At 55, 60. At 60. That will mean $260,000. That will mean $260,000. Do I see 65? Come on in. 65 now. 70. 70 I've got on the quick reply. That will mean $270,000. Been playing for keeps for a while. Do I see 75? Yes, it is. That will mean 275 now. 70, 80. 80 I've got. At 85. At 85, 90. At 90 now. That will mean $290,000. 95 I've got. 95 now. At 95, 1.3. At $1.3 million from there. That will mean $300,000, $1.3 million. Do I see 305? Could be a limit, you never know. That will mean $300,000. Do I see 305? Happy to go 302. Gave me the piece. 5 I've got, 7 I've got. At 9, at 9, at 1309, at 1314, at 1314, 16 I've got. At 16, at 21. At 21 I have. At 23. 1323, 1328, 1328 over there, 1330. At 1330, 35, 35 I've got. That will be $335,000. At 40 I've got now. At 40, 45. At 45, I see 50. At 45 I've got. That will be $345,000. That will be $345,000 on my right. 40, 46, 46 now. At 51, at 51 I've got. That will mean $351,000, 52. At 52, 57. At 57, 58. At 58 now. That will mean $358,000. Would you like to go to 60? We'll stay in 5s or even go 1. 60, why not? That will mean $360,000. That will mean $360,000 on my right. That will mean $361 now. At 61. 65. At 65. That will mean $365,000. 66. At 66 now, 70. 70 is the play. 70 I've got now. That one $370,000. Where to from here? That one with $370,000. 71. 75. At 75. At 75 I've got. At 75 on my right. That one with $375,000. That 1.375000 on my right. 76 now. 80 now. That one with $380,000. 1.38 on my right. Where to from here? That one with $380,000. 81, 85, 88. It's up to you. That one with $380,000. Bidders on the right. Been with you all the way. Come back in. Anyone else can join. It's up to you. That one with $380,000. We in, we out. Need to know. That one with $380,000. Final call. 81. 81 they're back. 85. At 85. At 85 now. At 85. Don't leave me now. You've been with me all the way. That one with $385,000. Anyone else can join. It's up to you. That one with $385,000. Bidders on my right. 1, 2, 5. Any bid buys, make that clear. That one with $385,000. Call it down. Once now, twice now, but 86. 90, 90, 90, at 90. You have something before, don't leave you now, come back in, you never know. That will mean $390,000. Make it clear, wonderful property, great location. That will mean $390,000 on the right. $1.39 million, call it down. Once in the call, twice in the call, third and final time at $1,390,000, 91, 5, 95. At 95. At 95, we're back. At 95. Now $395,000. Now 1395 on my right. We out need to know. Now $395,000. Corner down. Once out, twice out, third. And final time at $1,395,000. 96. 1,096 over there. Would you like to go to 1.4? 1.4. Now 1.4 now. Now 1.4. That did sound a bit more resounding. Now 1.4, I may believe me. Now $400,000. Now 1.4 on the right. Any late surprises? Coming now. Your shock us up if you don't. Now $400,000. Final call. Once in the call. $400,000. Twice now. Now $400,000. Thrown the third. And final time. At $1,400,000, got your best, need to know. The property is on the market and we are selling at $1.4 million. Once, twice, third, and final time at $1,400,000. The property is selling. We are selling. Selling. Last one will ask. We are sold. On behalf of the team, congratulations to these guys. Commiserations to you guys. Andrew, just give a quick heads up about next door and have a great day.